Cyprus football, the passion, the thrill. The passion, the thrill. The stadiums roar, you can feel the chill. You can feel the chill. The teams are ready, the battles will start. The battles will start with dreams of glory, they'll play with heart.
Καλημέρα, καλό μεσημέρι, καλό βράδυ, καλησπέρα. Welcome to This is Mappa. I'm Mr. Grinch. This is Tasso, my
Hello.
trusted elf.
Yep. Hello. Hello. Oh, hold on. I need to go a bit more squeaky. Hello. Hello. Tasso's
Tasso on the shelf.
Tasso's on the shelf. Hello.
How are you?
Hello. I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
Let's see if you could do that the whole time.
I'm not going to do that the whole time.
Come on.
No, because
Come on.
you know, I can't. We'll get less listens. We'll get less listens on Spotify if I carry that on.
Oh, Tasso, there's a comment here straight away. Green Tasso.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Come outside.
No. Listen, a lot of people are going to turn on me in about 15, 20 minutes time. So yeah, let's not.
Oh,
Let's not.
such a shame. Such a shame.
Yep.
Oh, well. Anyway, it was fun while it lasted. At least we get to see in green for one episode.
Yeah. One episode only. Yeah. Next
Well, I've
day.
decided I'm going to wear this until Christmas. Not every
yeah.
day, obviously.
Okay.
Every episode.
Okay. just showing up to work in a high-powered meeting. Hi, how you doing? Stel, how you doing? We're gonna acknowledge. No. This is just normal.
No, I wear this 24/7. Easter, summer, you name it.
Well, you see, for people who are watching for the first time, they're gonna once we take these hats off, they're gonna be shocked.
You think?
Well, I mean, maybe not for you because you haven't put it on properly, but for me, they can't see what's going on under here.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. Well, we're not
Anyway.
here to talk about that, are we? Because
no,
we have a lot of stuff to go through.
We do. We need
Some
to...
funny stuff, some sad stuff, some comedic stuff.
Yeah, there's stuff.
Yes.
There's stuff.
So let's begin with the Conference League, shall we?
Yes, let's do it. So yeah, let's start off with my team. We've got AEL. They get a 1-0 win in Norway versus Molde, thanks to a Leif's goal from a set piece. I think if I remember right. Yeah, it was a set piece. Yeah. Someone labeled it Air Gochos, which is I wish I came up with that. Air Gochos. There you go. So the Molde Stadium was half empty. There were a couple of hundred AEL fans there braving the cold. The club gets another win. Solid if unspectacular. You know, it wasn't like the Fiorentina game where they bossed the game. This was more like kind of going through the paces a little bit, but Molde didn't show up to the game. AEL looked more like the home team on that artificial pitch as well. They had a few chances. Great to see Sachas start as well. I was like, yes, Sachas. But yeah, that's basically all the good news for Cyprus in Europe for a week at least. Because then we've got Bafo. They went to Florence, to Firenze in Italy. And they played against Fiorentina and put in a good performance. But they couldn't get any points for that good performance, though, losing 3-2. And in true Bafo style, they spent most of the game chasing it. After going, I think they were 1-0 down after 38 minutes, and basically just spent the rest of the time chasing the game from then on. Very even game in possession, passes and chances created as well. Like it was all neck and neck. Bafo gave a very good account for themselves when Jairo and Jaja scoring 2 goals. Oh, Jaja.
Ja. Yep.
Yeah. But we're not here for that, are we? We're not here for those 2 games. We're here for that Omonia versus Legia Warsaw. Legia Warsaw game. And not even the game itself. Saying it very quickly, game was a disaster for Omonia, 3-0 loss at home. Obviously, the headlines were taken up by a banner, a specific banner put up during the game with the tagline 17th of January 1945, the Red Army liberated Warsaw with a no right turn sign on a green background. Obviously, we had a massive backlash.
Shitstorm,
Big
to say
old,
the least.
yeah. Big old problematic.
Yep. Well, you have the president of another Polish club
Yep.
chiming in. You got the Polish embassy in Cyprus and Legia Warsaw.
Yep.
So, well
Yeah.
done, guys. Congratulations. You
I mean,
caused an international
incident. Yeah.
incident.
Yeah. Because they
Fucking idiots. Sorry.
the president of a different club from Poland tagged the education minister, asking them to educate kids better in European history. You had the Polish embassy kind of going off on one as well. You had it got picked up by French and German and Spanish speaking sites that this thing got put up and what it means. So a few reasons why this is stupid. So for people who
Just a few.
just a few. I'm going to try and not do a deep dive into history or politics on the podcast, but I'm just going to just quickly just poke the hornet's nest and then run away, right? So it's really difficult to spout any kind of wing politics to Polish people if you're not Polish because of what happened before, during, and after World War II, right? After World War II, so we've talked about it, the Soviets took over Poland, and there was not the level as what the fascists did to Poland, but there were still persecutions and concentration camps and gulags and the rest of it. So it happened on one side and the other. Before World War II as well, there was the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, where you had the far left and the far right shaking hands and saying, we're not going to start on each other, but we're both going to take a half of Poland each, right? So this is why kind of when I saw the banner, I went, oh no, because that's both the Soviets and the fascists in Poland did atrocities. You can't be like, we freed the Soviet army freed Poland, right? Anyway, so historically, really bad. Don't talk about that. Politically, really bad. Don't talk about it. Football terms, really bad. Don't talk about it against Legia Warsaw, because as we've seen over the last couple of years, Legia Warsaw fans are apeshit. They got banned for 5 away games because of what they did at Villa Park last season in the Conference League. They got into trouble. I think I think club members beat up other club members of AZ Alkmaar in the Conference League last season. They've had all these tifos that they've put up that the club keeps getting fined of, including that Lego surprise motherfuckers one that people know about. This is not a club you aim this kind of political statement to wind them up with, right? Case in point, Legia Warsaw weren't supposed to have any fans in the stadium or in Cyprus. that night. However, a lot of Legia Warsaw fans took flights to Erkan in the occupied areas, to the airport on that side, crossed over, and went to the stadium at the Rasibi. And for security reasons, the police let them in. Is that what I heard as well? Like, what
Well,
kind of?
some got in, and it's like Taldur said on the podcast when he did the preview with me. He goes, "The Polish always find a way. They always
Yeah,
find a way."
yeah. And there was also a load of trouble that happened in Finigudes as well. And yeah, so it's stuff you don't do against these people. So that's another reason why not to do it, right? Now, the people that organized this banner, I don't think they were expecting what happened to be picked up, carried over nationally, internationally, and kind of the backlash that happened with it. However, after a couple of days of people screaming and shouting about the banner, rightly screaming and shouting about it, there was, I won't say it's an apology. They put up a notice. The fan group put up a notice basically saying, we're happy that Polish fascists have been put off by the banner. So, all these other people that have been screaming blue murder about it, going like this was a very bad thing, you shouldn't have done that. Apparently, we're all Polish fascists. Anyway, and then they started going on about having to educate Polish people in their own history. So that was good as well, because if you're going to dig a hole, dig it so deep that you bury yourself with it, right? Anyway, so club's image across Europe has been tarnished. We had diplomatic incidents. We've had issues with fans in and around the stadium. The other thing as well that they mentioned in their statement was nobody's talked about the trouble that the Polish fans caused in Finigudes and the fact that they crossed over the checkpoint and started causing trouble in Lefkosia to women and children. People would have jumped on that and reported on that if there wasn't a big fucking thing that all the papers could plaster to say, look what Omonia fans did. If they hadn't done that, then people would be talking about what the well, I won't say Polish, the Legia Warsaw fans did. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Now, on top of that, we found out a bit more about the process that went into it, because obviously there's certain discussions that have to happen for these tifos to go up. So the club itself came out with a statement to say that a banner was agreed to be suitable to be put up between the organised fans, the club, and UEFA. But then the fans changed that agreed banner to what this was. So that means.
I have a question.
Yeah, go on.
I have a question. Go on. You say what you got to say, then ask my question.
Okay. So that means, right, that those organised fans, not only have they done whatever else they've done and it's caused whatever other things it's caused, it also means that their club now gets fined. So that not only does the club not get any prize money for obviously performing crap on the pitch, but because of performances that were crap in the stand, they're going to face a fine for playing in the Europa Conference League instead of earning money for being there in the first place. So they've damaged their own club for doing it as well. Now, next thing, one more thing, right? The club has 2 Polish players. So, what do they think about the fans? Well, we know what Mariusz Stepinski thinks because he was interviewed by a Polish, I think it was a website, right? It's not like a newspaper, it's a website. And I think his response was fairly measured compared to what he could have said. So he said that 1 in 2 football fans in Cyprus are Omonia fans. That's I've got complaints about that, but anyway, he also said that this was led by people who maybe weren't educated in the history of Poland, and then he related kind of the situation that these fans were talking about to the Cyprus problem, talking about the occupation of the Turkish forces on the island, the effect it has on the island, but that the layperson in Poland doesn't know about this, and that this is probably the same for Cypriots for what happened in Poland. So this comes out, then Omonia fan website, Omonia24, wrote a response to his interview in essence saying, and I repeat, this is to a Polish player, right? Who are you to teach us about history? And then called on the club to punish the player for speaking out of turn, right? The player spoke out of turn. The Polish player spoke out of turn when he saw this banner. Yeah, yeah. The audacity. That's all I've got to say. Is the audaciousness of the people to put this ahead, dig the hole deeper once they put this out, and then to attack one of their own players instead of apologize to him. It's unbelievable. It's kind of it's listen, whoever's writing this script needs to go back and edit it and remove some of this because it's too much. It's too much.
That's what the first thing
Yeah.
I will say is Omonia, the football club, those supporters that put that banner up and that website, they deserve each other. They deserve each other. Because if you want an analogy or an example as to how gaslighting works, ta-da!
Yeah.
Because they do it so well. It wasn't us, it's because of you.
Yeah.
Always the victim, never their fault.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
the victims, never their fault. And what makes it even funnier, and this is the question I wanted to ask before.
Yeah.
At what point did the club or someone at the club, any representative, see that banner and thought, ah, shit, we need to do something about this?
As soon as it went up. As soon as
And
it
did
went up.
anyone do anything?
No. No. Somebody must have tried to do something. And somebody else went, no.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Ah, man. I don't understand. I really don't understand how the part of the post from the Omonia fan club that kind of followed from this was like, it wasn't aliens that liberated Poland after the end of World War II, was it? And it's, don't know, man. I really don't know. It's unbelievable. Like it's been what, 5 days? No, it's been
And
6
it's still
days because
going
it was
on.
Thursday
It's
night.
still going on because the club have now come out to criticize Stepinski
Oh my God.
for talking to the Polish press without authorization. So they're going to deal with the matter internally.
Oh,
So
for
again,
God's
it's
sake.
like, we're going to punish the. So listen, he did his best to diffuse the situation. He was doing you a favor, you fucking morons. Honestly,
Unbelievable.
you utter
It's
idiots.
it's
Utter idiots. We're going to punish him because he didn't get the sign off to do that. We're talking about what he said was factual. He was doing you a favor. He was trying to make things easier for you, make your
yeah.
lives a little bit easier so you don't have Polish journalists contacting you every 5 minutes.
Well,
But
I
yet
mean,
you go and do that.
every post right now that Omonia is putting on social media is covered in it's getting buried underneath Polish comments on the club, and you see some of the translations, and you're like, I think the fans who did this, right, were kind of they kind of went for like a shit post type thing. Let's piss off let's piss off the Legia Warsaw fans or players or staff or something, trying to rile them up and maybe get them to not perform during the game, not realizing that there's consequences to your actions. There's consequences, guys. It's consequences, and that's what it is. And just right, I'm digging in as well as Stel, right? But um my opinions are obviously a bit, I don't want to say obviously a bit biased, but I'm e- every time Abuela's done something similar to this, the fans of Abuela have done something similar to this, I've dug in the same. There's receipts. I've thrown myself at these guys, and I'm going to do the same here. It's a disgrace, right? You Doesn't matter what opinions you hold, right? There's a certain way to put those opinions across, and a football match is not a place to do it. And that's it. That's it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
For all the left wing ideology this club has believed in over the years, what part of this club is actually left wing anymore?
Well, I mean, you could
Tell
not
me,
to.
because the only thing left wing about this club, right? And I'm not even going to say left wing, right? It's very, very North Korea-esque in how this club operates. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about,
Hmm.
right? That's the only similarity. It's the only similarity. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is what I
So
said before. The club, those supporters, in inverted commas, and that website, they all deserve each other.
yeah.
They all deserve each
So
other,
uh,
right?
so yeah.
Just as bad as each other.
So historically, obviously going back again, historically, we know why people who, obviously, NC Network is started from an Omonia fan podcast. So people know, a lot of people who watch this know the history of Omonia and where it came from. But for people who don't know, Omonia, the club, started after left-wing, politically active left-wing people from what was originally Abuel were persecuted and kicked out of the club. And because of that, they went and started their own club in defiance. And this is why the Omonia, why there's a big what let's go, it's rivalry, a big rivalry between the two clubs, is because of this political ideology and the reasons for the split of the one club that was there in the first place. Now, you could argue that a lot of the historical significance of the left wing with the club left with the purchase of the club in
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So that's true. However, there's a lot of people who still feel connected to the club and have this ideology. What I'm saying is,
Listen,
you can have this
listen.
ideology, but it's not a football match is not a place to
Right.
uh, to
Right.
broadcast this
And see,
ideology.
here's the other thing. If you want to make a political statement, which is what they were doing anyway, right? I can kind of understand the tifo they had with the what's it called,
Yeah,
the red
no,
circle
yeah,
with
the no right
the
turn.
no right turn. Yeah,
Yeah,
that I can get.
yeah,
Okay, because you do see a lot of right-wing, anti-Nazi, anti-fascist, whatever, how shall we say, flags, tifos, whatever you want to call it, yeah? But to come up with a banner talking about the history of a nation, which, let's get it right, what rivalry is there between Cyprus and Poland?
There isn't
What exactly? So what relevance is it? Now let me ask another question, right? If there was 2,000 Legia Warsaw fans there, would that banner have gone up?
Probably. Well, I don't know. Would it have gone up?
It would not have gone up. And I tell you what, if it did go up, then there's going to be big trouble because those lot ain't going to stay in the stands.
Nope.
They ain't going to stay in the stands. Those Legia Warsaw fans are naughty. And that's the
They are.
nicest way I can put it.
They are. They are. Yep.
So again, it's like mindless, absolutely mindless. And as you said before, they're damaging their club, the club that they love so much that they're so quick to criticize other people for damaging their club.
Yep. Yeah.
Stupid is stupid does.
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Yeah. We should move on now. I think we've made our case.
Yes. Anyway.
Nobody who needed convincing has been convinced, regardless, because obviously, the way politics is at the moment, everybody's entrenched in their thing, and they're like, no, my belief. So it's not going to change anybody's mind. But
it's just bonkers.
Yep.
It's just bonkers. So whatever. It's going to drag on as well, isn't it? You just know it's going to happen. You just know. You just sense it. It's just one of those things. Fucking pathetic. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the Baratheon because we've done 28 minutes already, and this is getting a little bit tiresome, I think, for everyone, really, in all fairness.
Yeah, but we've got it out of the way now, so...
Yeah, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Right, okay, so... First game we're going to talk about is the 0-0 draw between AEL and Paralimni. Paralimni had a great chance with a penalty in the 22nd minute when the goalkeeper, Giriago, fouled Paralimni striker. He stepped up. This is your mate.
Yes,
this is your mate. This is your mate. He stepped up and the goalkeeper saved it. And to add insult to injury, look at that. What's up?
Yeah.
AEL had their fair few chances, but unfortunately they weren't able to put them away. Again, the goalkeeper, Adebayo, had a fantastic game. Again, obviously, there was a tale of goalkeepers. Story of goalkeepers, wasn't it?
Lesovoy hit the bar as well with a free kick at one point as well. So yeah, both teams had plenty of chances. Goalkeepers, except for Giriago, kind of having a nightmare with the penalty, conceding the penalty in the first place. But both goalkeepers had a quite a good game. But yeah, again. Nobody really cares about the game so much, even though it was Sachas's first game in charge, because of a press conference that occurred the night before. I think I'm going to let you go off on this one for a bit.
Yes. So AEL held a press conference, and it was mostly centered around the appointment of Marino Sacha. Now, a lot of AEL fans are unhappy with his appointment because of an incident that occurred many years ago when Sacha was an Upwell player, where he gave AEL fans the finger, and they're still reminding him to the day. And the press conference turned into a bit of a circus because it became a war of words between the AEL president, the press officer, and the journalists who were there. Now, basically, the journalists are unhappy that AEL weren't taking their calls or answering their questions about the sacking of Chris Coleman, the sacking of Panayiotiyannou. They wanted more information about or clarity about Sacha's appointment. And AEL's team were clapping back saying, well, you guys have been posting nothing but bullshit from social media on your websites. All the anger, all the rage from AEL fans, you were taking those comments and writing articles about them. And there are two clips that we put up on our Instagram, which if you're not following us on Instagram, I don't know why you're not following us. I mean, we've been doing this for long enough, but give us a follow at This Is Mappa. We're also on X as well, at This Is Mappa. And both of these videos got over 20,000 views. So I'm not sure who's been watching them or where they've been reposted. But it was quite interesting. So the first clip I'm going to show you guys is, I think it's Levendi. I think that's his surname, the AEL press officer. Am I right? Nikos Levendi? I think that's his name. Yeah. And he's going back and forth with a journalist about the posts on social media.
Ο Πόλης δίπλα σου έχει μια εβδομάδα αρθρογραφή με βάση τα comments στο Facebook. Με βάση τα comments στο Facebook. Αν είναι δυνατόν, καταρκούνται άνθρωποι. Λαλού για αρρώστια και λαλού για οικογένειες και φκένεις και γράφεις το σε άρθρο.
Κύριε Λεβέντη, τέλος πάντων.
Είναι προσωπική σου θέση σε post στο Facebook. Πολύ μου, ένα άρθρο, είσαι δημοσιογράφος. Εν προσωπική επίθεση λέει γιατί δεν μπορείς να αρθρογραφείς για τον νέο προπονητή της ΑΕΛ. Ενώ σατσάς τώρα, αύριο μπορεί να είναι ο Κόσκελα, την άλλη μπορεί να είναι ο Λεβέντης. Δεν έχει σημασία. Γίνεται να οικειοποιείσαι τα comments στο Facebook κάποιων ανθρώπων 100, 200, 300 πώς είναι, με βρυσές, που αν μην πω στην ολότητα τους, το 85-90% είναι βρυσές. Και να γράφουμε ότι πόλεμος στα social media, ο πόλεμος στη Γάζα. Στα social media είναι πόλεμος για σατσά. Για όνομα.
So he's basically saying you guys are publicizing comments on Facebook. 80% of the comments on Facebook are just cussing, swearing, whatever. People talking about illnesses, people getting ill and all that kind of stuff. Because there's a war in Gaza, not on social media. Yeah. And the journalists are like,
yeah, because that's what gets at the clicks. That's what gets at the clicks.
Yep. And then the AEL president came up with a wonderful comment, right? And he was talking about, you lot aren't mentioning the Apollon incident. We're talking in general now. So I'll bring it up and then we'll explain it afterwards.
Δεν κατάλαβες. Τα πρακτικά, ρε φίλε, ήταν μια αίθουσα όπως είμαστε τώρα, εγώ και εσύ είδαμε. Είσαι εσύ ο δικαστής, είμαι εγώ η ΑΕΛ και ο Λεβέντης είναι ο Απόλλωνας. Εντάξει. Ζητήσαμε ο Απόλλωνας.
So, that people don't understand. The AEL president was using an example. So he's saying to the journalist, let's say, for example, you're the sports judge, I'm AEL, and Levendi, my press officer, is Apollon, which is a rival club of AEL. And Levendi goes, Panayammu, which is like mother of Jesus. And he starts doing his cross as if that's
mother of God.
Just sin. That's a sin. That's a sin. That is brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Incredible. And it was an hour long. It was over an hour long. And the thing is, what I did, I had to screen record it just in case they took it down. I had to do it. So I screen recorded the whole thing, and then that came up about 45 minutes later. I was like, I'm glad, but it's still there. So, but I had to take, mate.
Remember, this is a press conference for announcing Marino Sachas as the new head coach of AEL. So while they're talking about this, he's kind of just sat there, just kind of like, yep, listening to all this happen.
So I'm here. Hello.
But yeah.
Oh, good. God. Stracci. Here we go. Limassol lately, sadly, apart from the carnival, is a disgrace after the pogrom.
Yeah, some immigrants were attacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
And several attacks of right-wing hooligans in events. Tepak is the technical college. Right, okay. And also last month we had several attacks on food delivery drivers. There you go. Limassol is a war zone. But at least we have the comedy of AEL and journalists. They've been pretty quiet, the journalists, to be honest. In fact, one of the journalists said to the president, "You're invited to come on my radio station 15 minutes." He's like, "Okay, come, I'll do it. And at the end of it, he just slightly goes, "Oh, we've achieved something then." Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Amazing.
I mean, Sacha, when he was being during that press conference as well, I read that he said, "Yeah, if I was an AEL fan, I'd be pissed off as well." But the incident is in the past, and I'm here to do a professional job for the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, they got a clean sheet. A clean sheet and a point.
Yeah, but would they have accepted that? Would
No,
they have
probably
accepted
not.
that
But
result against Paralimni normally?
well, listen, at this stage, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, that is also correct. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. For crying
Yes.
out loud.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. Okay, the next game. Omonia Aradip. It was Omonia Aradip. They
Yeah.
beat Salamina by a goal to nil. Relegation 6-pointer. That's a cracking win.
Yep.
For Omonia Aradip, but not the result that Janevski wanted at Salamina. Things are looking very, very sticky for them at the moment. But Gutsago's got the winner with 10 minutes ago.
Yep. I keep telling people, don't sleep on Omonia Aradip. Don't do it. But yeah, on Nea Salamina's side, more difficulties, obviously. They've kind of announced a similar thing to what Anorthosi have done with their 1911 thing. Nea Salamina have announced their own financial aid package for the club, where they're trying to raise 100,000 euros. Last time I checked, they were 7,600 euros in. This was after a day. They announced this. They announced this yesterday, I think. But yeah, so the club is having some financial difficulties, and we'll go into an issue that might exacerbate that a bit later. Yes.
We actually have a comment on Instagram, believe it or not.
Go on.
Where's it gone? Hang about.
I haven't seen it.
Hang about. Well, it's on Instagram. Hang about. It's from an AEL fan. It's time to get 2 wins, get in the next round, and put those horrors away on Saturday. One AEL. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yep.
And Alex Polyarid says, "Love the hats." So there you go.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Of course.
I've got the Instagram open on the other screen, so if anyone's watching on Instagram, if anyone's watching, I don't know how many people are watching. That doesn't show me, but there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and Manu Garcia's commented. Manu Garcia commented. Where is it? Come here. Good night, boys. He put the Father Christmas things on. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
right. Next. And it's Anorthosi drawing 1 apiece against Karmiodissa. It was the Camoranese derby. Djordjevic giving Karmiodissa the lead, but Theodoro equalizing with 20 minutes to go with a quick throw in. Look at that, quick thinking, nice flick on. A little bit scrappy, both of the goals, to be honest. But Thasso, should Anorthosi had a penalty? Should they have had a penalty right at the end? Because to me, mate, that looks stonewall to me.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty. You won't hear Stavros Demosthenou complaining about this referee, would you?
No, not at all.
No,
he's gone across him right there,
that's
man.
a penalty. But anyway, yeah. So Mauro Camoranesi managed his first game for his new club versus his old club. Apart from the goals, there wasn't, and that incident there wasn't really much to talk about in that game.
Nah, I watched the first 20 minutes and got absolutely bored shitless, to be honest.
No, Dumbia hit the post in the 7th minute as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, there wasn't.
And
that was it. Dumbia hit the post in the 7th minute. A goal was scored just before half time. Equalizer went in the 67th minute, and then the penalty incident. Apart from that, it was almost nothing. But yeah, it is what it is.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's move on then, because there isn't really else to say. We haven't heard anything about Unorthodox's financial situation, so I'm assuming things
No good.
are all right for
No
now.
news is good news.
No news. No news. Okay. All right. So on to the next, and a game that our friend David Badia won't be happy about. Ethnigor blew a 2-goal lead against Apollon to draw 2-2. Lomote gave Ethnigor the lead after 2 minutes. Bonetto then made it 8 minutes into the second half. But prior to that, a penalty was awarded for Apollon, and Marquez's penalty was saved. Then Bonetto made it 2-0. But with half an hour to go, Malakidis turned into Gareth Bale again, didn't he? He did his Gareth Bale impression, pulling one back before Marquez equalized right at the end. That's all. Not the result either team really wanted. Obviously, Apollon are still ahead of AEL. But yeah, you'd have thought that Ethnigor being 2-0 up, they'd have been happy to hold on to it, but they couldn't. And Apollon almost won it at the end.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think the stats say that Achna's games are the ones to watch if you want to see goals, whether well, in both nets really. The amount of goals that they've scored and conceded is quite a lot more than a lot of other teams. It's the fact that it was 0-0 last week for Achna. I was shocked. I was expecting loads of goals in that game. Like this one. This one was a very entertaining game. Again, Achna. I think David Badia has seen that the forward line is their strength, and basically he's putting them on the front foot, try and score more goals than you concede. Didn't work out really that well against Apollon this time round. But yeah, Marquez missing that penalty, that was a bad thing. But yeah, people watching the highlights as well would have noticed that the Apollon Stadium was completely empty, except for the away end that had, I think, 40 or 50 Achna people in. But that's because Apollon was still serving the punishment for fan behavior during previous games. So that's that. Yeah.
Here we go. All right. By the way, Apollon beat Ethnigor on penalties tonight in the cup, so they're through.
Okay, so yeah, that happened 5-6. Did it say 6-5?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Right, on to the next. And AEK Larnaca dismantled Omonia Gosenia, a hat-trick from Fransol, Anglieski, and Chacon. But I think he's a Chaco, isn't he?
Chaco. Yeah.
Chaco. Trujic pulled one back with 4 minutes to go from the spot, but it's a good win for AEK. And it's good to see Fransol back on the score sheet, because this is a guy that's going through a bit of a goal drought at the moment. So yeah. Happy days.
I mean, I already said it last season. I think he's a bit of a stat padder, but
there you go. Careful.
But there you go. I mean, if you have a look at the goals he scored, it seems to be against bottom 8 teams rather than top 6 teams. But you know, you have to beat the teams in front of you, don't you? And AEK are doing very well at that at the moment. So yeah. Oh, one more thing to say, especially since, you know, if you watch the highlights of this game, not just for the goals, but if you watch the highlights for this game, the referee is Argiru, and he gets called back to the cameras by VAR a few times during the game, and Garmodisa president Stavros Dimosenos, I'm going to mention him here, because after the game he went on his social media profiles and basically called Argiru a rotten potato, halasmeni badata, a rotten potato, and in capital letters, dangerous for Cypriot football.
Flip it out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Well, look, Stratch has got another comment. Cypriot referees are shit. It's a paradox, but if you bring foreign refs, even though a ref may be bad, none is going to be accusing each other and etc.
Yeah.
And Yannis says, on that note, on that other game, I think the unauthorized player fell a bit easy. Don't you think? Nah, he's Stonewall, mate. Stonewall.
Yeah, he went down.
On the last penalty.
Yeah, that's about the
handball. Roberge.
yeah.
Was it Roberge? Handball?
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you both in England still, or is Tasso in some
No.
other country? Tasso is in.
No. J'habite en France. So there you go.
He's in Canada.
Yeah.
Apollon.
Yeah, so Apollon is winning 6-5.
Bolly was brought on penalties.
Yeah.
Is he talking about the Apollon penalty that was given where Bolly was brought down? I don't know. Anyway. Stracci, tell us. Explain.
Yes.
Explain.
Yes. But anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's move on. And you're not going to like this one, Tasso. Close your eyes.
I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ari beat Apoel by 2-1. Gomis scoring a contender for goal of the season. Look at this for a finish. Brings it down on his chest. Half volley. Lovely goal. Pizzi equalized for Apoel.
This is a cross. Watch this cross.
He
just had to walk into the ball. He didn't need to do. Pizzi didn't need to do anything with it.
Nope. But Nikolic unmarked. My goodness, what is going on with that back line? Tasso.
Listen. I lost my shit with that.
European hangover.
It's not European hangover because exactly the same thing happened against Baffle. It just if you like the Baffle goal where they scored late on in the game, it was just other side of the pitch, but almost a mirror image of that goal. It's a concentration issue. I don't know what's happened with the defense, but it seems like the defense just switches off after the 85th minute. It's not. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I like it. Fix it, please. For the love of God, fix it. But yeah, positives. When Sacha and Abanya are playing in the center of the park like they did in Europe, other teams' midfield cannot deal with the high octane energy that those two have got. So if you've got those two and somebody who calms the game a bit down, like Tejera or Pizzi, I think it works very well. But if you're playing Tejera and Pizzi as well as Abanya, you've only got that one pivot to be working off, and it doesn't work as well. And I mean, you could see it during the game against Ari, where basically Aris had control of the game until the equalizer went in, and then it looked like Apoel were the team that were going to go on and win it until the sucker punch right at the end. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing.
European hangover.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame it on Europe, man. Half the players that played in Europe didn't play that game. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't
He's on
think
the coach
so.
then.
Oh yeah. Let's sack the coach. Yeah. It's gone so well the last two times. Yeah.
Crikey. Well, look, I'm not going to take anything away from Ari because obviously we know that their record against Apoel Gazibi isn't particularly great.
Yep.
We saw last season how Kvilidaya absolutely bossed them.
Yep.
The other day, though, they were very, very comfortable on the ball, quite dangerous going forward. And to be honest, you did have your fair amount of chances second half. But again, it reminds me of the Omonia game last season where you had chance after chance, half chances, albeit, but you just couldn't put them away. But they punished you. Yeah,
no, they did. They did. Listen, I said it last season as well. When Donis is fit, he can win you a trophy. When he's fit, so if you can keep Donis fit, he will he will do the business, and he's proved it in the last 3 games for AEL so far. He's been one of the better players of the team over the last couple of weeks. It's just, keep him fit. Like, take him off the pitch, wrap him in the bubble wrap, cotton wool.
Mhm.
Slather him in mayonnaise. Whatever keeps him fit. Just keep him fit.
Mayonnaise?
I don't know, man. I don't,
French mayo?
I'm not a physio.
By the way,
Yeah.
Gomi Skull, how would you describe it?
I would say, yeah, it was a very, very good goal. There's an angle of it though that kind of annoys me a little bit because
An angle annoys you?
yeah, the angle annoys me. It's not necessarily the goal itself, but more like Belic's reaction to it, where he kind of puts he's kind of bent down a little bit, puts his hands up, and then he sees the shot come through. He shuffles towards the corner where the ball's going a little bit, and then just turns his head and watches the goal go.
Wow, listen, he probably thought it was going wide.
Yeah.
Do you know what we haven't talked about? You mentioned Belic. We haven't talked about the Stikima video. Have you seen the advert?
Oh yeah. It's a great advert.
We have to bring it up another time because I don't have it right now. But next time.
Yeah.
Great advert for Rathma.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Final game, and the streak is over, Thasso, because Omonia travelled to Bafo and beat them by 1-0. A penalty from Jovetic. Semedo brought down. I still think it was a little bit soft, and people are going to get on my back for this one. I've seen them given. I've seen them turned down. But anyway, Jovetic stepped up. Ivosic saved it. Even though the commentator said Ivosic steps up and Jovetic saves it. Anyway, whatever. but Jovetic scored the rebound, and the celebrations say all because it was a result that Omonia desperately needed, especially given recent events, which we're going to discuss again in just a moment. Thasso.
Yeah. I mean, I basically said it all. Bafo, kind of getting hoisted by their own petard in the end, isn't it? Them scoring the late goals to win games so often this season, kind of having it turned around on them.
Not nice, is it?
No, and there were some very bitter faces as well. I think when that Omonia goal went in and went full-time blue, there was some people that were very, very unhappy. But yeah, considering what the table looks like now, some decisions that have been made at the club are a bit weird. But yeah. So,
well, put this as for the benefit of those watching that don't know. After the 3-0 loss against Legia Warsaw, that was the end for Omonia head coach Valdas Dambrauskas.
Yes, correct.
And according to the report, as far as I'm aware, it was mutual consent. So it was, I'll go if you want me to go.
Yep.
Okay, you can go. And Yanis Anastasiou took charge for like the 3rd time. And that was for the Buffalo game. So Thasso, as we know, as we do every single time this happens, when a manager goes,
here we go again, it's another day, another manager is out, he couldn't stay. The ink's still wet on that brand new deal, but in Cyprus change is all too real. Oh, another manager is out. It's no surprise we scream and shout. Last season, 18, the year before was more. In this revolving door, who's keeping score?
We're keeping score.
We're keeping score. Managerial casualty number 10.
10.
Double figures. And we're not even halfway through the season.
No, we're not. We are not halfway through the season yet. And I think but the first season we started doing this is Mappa, it was 23. 23 managerial casualties. This season we're on 10. Last season was 18. As the song says. The song says it all. I don't know why I'm repeating what the song says. But yeah.
Yep.
So And I feel like there's definitely another couple coming down the pipeline very soon.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Your watermelon man getting the draw against Anorthos, he's probably saved himself for another couple of games.
I think another follically challenged coach in Limassol might be on his way.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I hope it'll happen. I think he's a nice guy.
Yeah,
I mean, at least he starts every press conference with Kalispera.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have to put that one up. Actually, we're gonna have to put it up because it's just one of those things, isn't it? Kalispera. Good
Yeah.
evening.
Good evening. Kalispera. Kalispera. Kalispera.
Hey, we lost.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, as for the game, Tasso, look, Buffon did what Buffon do best, to be honest. They get the ball out wide, they put the ball in the box, they're very physical, they're quick, they're strong. Tongue in cheek, I suspect they're doping. I suspect they're doping. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Listen, I could be wrong. They could be absolutely flipping fit, elite level fitness. But it's just a guess. It's just a guess. But look, Omonia did what they had to do. It was a 4-1-4-1 system. 3 midfielders that were pretty stout. Defensively, we were good as well, I must admit. Buffon had a few half chances, but in these kind of games, if you don't take your chances, even if they are half chances, you're going to get punished in the end. And I think Yanni played the masterstroke by bringing on Alium and Gaguli with, 20-odd minutes to go, because they added a bit more pace, a bit more energy. And it was Gaguli's run that led to the penalty.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, as much as Buffon developed their front line, that back line still needs a bit of work. And, if you're able to get at them, if you're able to get through, the press, the high press that they've got as forward midfield, if you're able to get through that and get a ball into that defense or past that defense, then you're going to be able to get goals. It is what it is, and I think Casero knows that weakness is there, which is why he's front loading the forwards.
Well, what he did, he played Dragomir at left back and just made him make these diagonal runs from left back to attacking midfielder. And he was getting Bruno. Yeah,
he's doing Man City bullshit, man. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Just play a player in their position. Don't. Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Dragomir at left back and Bilal sat there going like. Play Bilal. If you haven't got a left back, play Bilal.
If anyone knows Bilal, ask him if he does that. That would be great if they just panned in on him, where they just go through the subs and he's just sitting there playing with his lip. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bit soft still, but you're right again, but it's a penalty. I'm not going to argue. Breaking news, Jason Punchin is going to be the new Omonia manager. I'll take him. The uncle was superb. Yep. Our Bollon coach was about to win a ticket today. Yeah. Mario says, I'm all for Pep's woke nonsense, but not in Cyprus. Superb. Absolutely superb. His woke nonsense. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's bring up the league table then, shall we, Tasso? Let's bring it up. Come on. Here we go. Go on. I'll leave it to you.
Do I have to? Okay,
fine. Yeah, go on.
All right, so Buffon are top of the table with 31 points. Aris are in second with 29 points. Omonia are in third with 25 points. AEK very quietly climbing up the table. They're in fourth with 24 points. AEL in fifth with 20 points. Apollon in sixth with 18 points. Anorthos in seventh with 15 points. AEL in eighth with 14. Achna in ninth with 14. Omonia Aripo in 10th with 12 points. Karmiodisa in 11th with 10 points. Paralimni in 12th with 9 points. Nasalamina in 13th with 7 points. And 2 Omonia, 2 Furious, propping up the table. Never going to get bored of saying that, with 6 points.
Yep. And this weekend we have AEK against Omonia Radipu. We have Ari against Paralimni, Anorthosi Omonia Gosenia, AEL Karmiotissa, Ethniko Bafo, Nea Salamina Apollon, and Omonia against Apoel. My goodness. My goodness.
Wow. Here we go. Here we
Yep.
go.
Yep. Naughty. Very naughty.
It does mean as well that because that's the 13th game, right? That's halfway through the season. It means
Yep.
match day 26 before the split happens is going to be Apoel Omonia.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're a betting man, my tips for this weekend, AEK to beat Omonia Radipu. I'm putting some money on them. Obviously, Ari against Paralimni. I'm tempted, very, very tempted to go Anorthosi to beat Omonia Gosenia. And I think for a little bit of a cheeky one, Apollon to beat Salamina.
Who are Achna playing?
They're playing Buffalo.
4.5 or more goals.
Yes.
That game has got 3-2 written all over it.
You think? Mind you, on that pitch as well. Not a great pitch.
Nope.
Not a great pitch. Well, look, guys, before we move on to other non-on the pitch stuff, one final thing. Our mate and yours, Jason Punchin, won again. His Agrida beat his former club, Ayannaba, by 3-0. But thanks to modern technology, someone was able to record that Agrida penalty from a TV screen because I guess the camera wasn't working at the time. The third goal, absolutely beautiful football. Look at that. What a finish. Absolutely fantastic.
I love the Agrida Stadium, man.
Yeah.
They should somehow fix it so that if they get promoted next season, they play from there rather than from the Stadio Giri. Because that stadium, right? In the corner up at the top, there's an old church.
Or is it? Hang on.
So stop. There you go. Can you see? You've got the church right there.
Yeah, but you know where? Right, yeah, but in the corner you can see that little mounty hilly bit.
Yeah.
You could just imagine they're putting a slide there for kids. They can play. You got those little goals as well.
It's a great stadium. Like there's a proper stand where the camera is. That is a proper developed modern stand. But yeah, that's you do not see that kind of that kind of layout everywhere, do you? You don't see that. You don't see that in
Tasso, there's a question here. Show us that donkey behind you.
There it is.
Probably for a kid.
There he is. It is a rocking chair. Rocking chair. It's a rocking horse.
Rocking horse.
It's a rocking horse. It was my wife's when she was a kid, and we brought it for my son. He's not interested. so he lives down here in the basement with me.
It's all right.
Poor horse. But yeah.
Lovely.
There he is.
Right. Quick bit of news. A little bit of an interesting one for us. Chalutka. There is a young lad called Luga. What's his surname?
Yeah, Luka Prokopi.
There you go. And he represents Gillingham under 15s, and he had trials for England's under 15s, and that is his mum, Michelle, who follows us on X. Hi,
Michelle. His brother also plays for a club in, I think it's the 7th or 8th tier of football in England as well, for Hythe Town. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. Right. What's next on the agenda?
Well, there's a song.
There's a song. Oh, we're doing it now. Oh, excellent. I can't wait.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
He is
Good on
back.
you.
He's back. He had a quiet week last week because all he had to do was report on third division and youth games, and not a lot happened in those games. However,
He
this week,
did find Baba Stavro, didn't he?
last week, was it last
Yep.
week he found Baba
Yep.
Stavro? It was.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
we didn't even mention Omonia's statement about the vice president of the CFA, did we?
More? Was there
You didn't
more
see it?
statements?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed this.
Yeah, because Buffalo and Doxa have put up 2 representatives,
Oh,
one
okay.
each,
Okay.
and Omoni like, well, no, we want our guy to be vice president.
But they've got to have an election. But
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
Yes.
Mr. Aristotelis Vrionidis. He's been a busy boy this week.
Mhm.
It's mostly standard stuff, inappropriate behavior off the bench and all that stuff. Except you get down to what's that? 2/3. Yes, 2/3 of the way down. There is a complaint against Nel Salamina for incidents caused by fans of the team during the match and after the end of the match, which threatened to cause damage to individuals. At 90+2 of the match, they attacked the cameraman who was in their home stand and in charge of the offside cameras, which caused the referee of the match to temporarily stop the match for about 7 minutes. So, firstly, during the game, they attacked the cameraman. Like, what did he do other than point the camera? What is that? What is that? What is that? Anyway, it continues. After the end of the match, and while the referees and the referee observer were in the dressing room, fans of the team threw stones at the dressing room windows, breaking the glass and breaking into the area where the referees were. So after the game, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna let me in, let me, like that meme. Let me in. Smashed the window in, broke into the referees' changing rooms, and I guess to do what exactly? What were they planning to do when they got in there? Anyway, so now Salamina have been fined, but they will also have to hold a match behind closed doors. Once again, that affects ticket sales for the next home game that they're going to have, which means there's less money to go into the pot. Guys, stop beating up cameramen. All right? They're just wanting to, their job is just to show the game to people who can't be at the match. Yeah?
Do you know what's going to happen? You know, at the airport where you see the sign and it's got no smoking, no, when you go to check in and it says check your suitcases if you've got electric items, all that kind of stuff, and it's got all the signs with the no this, no that. At Salamina Stadium, they're going to have no spitting, no swearing, no beating up cameramen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
What do they have to do?
What did he do? What did the cameraman do to keep beating up? Anyway, so that happened, right? Now this is the other thing that I saw that that I didn't tell Stella about. I didn't have time to tell you.
No.
I'm gonna scroll down to it. Yes. So we've got a complaint against Othellos Athieno under 19s and Agridas Chloragas under 19s. So this is they were playing each other, right? So they both have been fined for fans entering the pitch after the end of the match, and for incidents caused by football players and fans of the team on the pitch after the end of the match, where a big fight was caused between football players and fans of the team, with football players and fans of the opposing team. So both clubs got hit with fines for that. So can you imagine? It's an under 19. It's an under 19s game. So when they say fans, it's basically right that something happened between two teenagers on the pitch,
And the
and
parents got involved in it.
parents got involved as well. It's like beating the shit out of each other.
Kamu tirar marasure, non mi mes. Ini nega mu.
Έλα κάτω να σε γαμίσει, κόρη.
Entre me mu trasu. Tu sure.
Oh man, it's
And
all
Pedro
shit.
sat there going, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
Oh god, oh god. But yeah, lovely stuff. It's beautiful stuff.
Hercules, Hercules.
Oh god.
Oh god, that's gonna make it in our top 10 clips of the season, isn't it? Anyway. Right, are we done?
Yeah, I'm done. Have you got
Okay.
anything else?
No.
Have you got more?
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
Okay, let's move on to one of our favorite segments, and it's PASP Corner. Yes, our friends at PASP, who do a lot of great things for footballers, continue their fantastic work. And the first story is about Brain Eye. I don't know if you guys remember the Brain Eye app, which is offered free by the CFA and PASP. It's actually installed on mobile phones. It's an AI-driven app that helps detect signs of concussions and brain-related illnesses within a minute. Now, since its launch almost a year ago, over 200 footballers in Cyprus have adopted the app, conducting more than 400 tests. And in 5 cases, it identified potential concussions and recommended medical follow-up. And we've been talking about concussions for a very long time, Thasso, haven't we? So it's quite important that footballers check themselves out, especially for head injuries, because you don't want to have problems when you're old and grey and bald like us.
Speak for yourself. I've got hair.
On to the next. And the FIFPro Global Assembly was held in Bali, Indonesia, focusing on elections. Now, Sergio Marchi from Argentina was elected as FIFPro president, marking the first non-European to hold the position. Alexander Phillips will assume the role of General Secretary in March, and the new FIFPro Council includes members from various countries, highlighting global representation. Now, here's an interesting one, Thasso. Obviously, our mate Spiro represents Cyprus, but the new FIFPro Council includes 2 former players, Magnus Erlingmark and a certain Jeremy.
Wait, Jeremy, as in Jeremy.
As in Real Madrid, Chelsea, Jeremy.
Yeah. Okay.
He represents Cameroon.
All right. Okay.
There you go.
Mm.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
in that FIFPro Council, I think there's actual players involved in that.
Yes.
And one person who was involved in that as well is Frida, who plays for Apollon Ladies.
Yes.
So she was involved in it up to, well, I'm guessing up to the latest elections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Now, another thing, PASP related, which I spoke about last week, but I'm going to bring up again. PASP, along with the NC Network, sponsored the Goffs Greek School Fair, or Fete, over the weekend. And as you can see, they donated a whole load of stuff, books, towels, gloves, you name it, everything. Even Ari donated stuff. They donated a Leo Bengtson shirt. And what makes things even better, that table you see in front of you, you see some football club badges, they've taken the names off. It was a competition for kids to guess the 92 clubs, English clubs, and the one that got the most won the Ari shirt as the first prize. And that table, boys and girls, took the most money out of all of them. So Goffs Greek School say a massive thank you to PASP and Ari, and us, obviously.
Stel is the one who did it. I didn't do nothing.
Us,
Yeah.
even Pedro was actually with me with PASP, to be honest.
Okay. But there you go.
They
Beautiful.
didn't let him in originally because he was wearing one of those mankinis. He had to go home and get changed and go back.
Yep. That'll do it. That will do it.
That's all. Here's one for you.
Yep.
Jeremy had to try that up well when he was young.
Well, yeah, but as
Like
decisions
Ibrahimovic
go,
had the trial at Arsenal.
yeah, as decisions go for players, it's not the worst one that Apoel have ever done.
No.
Even if it is Jeremy, they've done a lot of bad decisions like that.
There you go. And finally, yours truly was on the Managing Social Media Negative Impact seminar held by PASP the other day. There's about 11 of us on it, and we were told a little bit about social media, the impact it has on footballers. We spoke to a sports psychologist as well that told us some stories, and there was also a current player on the actual call that's not on social media. Can't say who it is on camera. I'll tell you, Tasso.
Okay.
But he's a very experienced player. So yeah.
Okay.
Really nice guy as well. Really nice guy.
Good.
His English is impeccable. It's better than mine.
More people needed to attend that, if you ask me.
For sure. For sure. But hopefully we shall continue.
Yes.
I've got my certificate right there.
Yeah.
I got a
Yay!
certificate. I got a
Yay!
certificate. I got a
Participation trophy.
certificate.
Yay!
Anyway, anything else?
Well, there's one more thing that I thought I'd mention just because it came
Uno
up.
más.
It came up in the comments there from Stracci. Is the Shepherd of Doxa officially leaving? So I'm guessing you're talking about Garavida, and he left in the summer. And Doxa have lasted basically about 6 months without Garavida. And I was going to hold fire on this until things became more official on their end. But they basically put out a post on social media, basically trying to get people from the area that the club is from, in the occupied areas, to basically help finance the club to keep it going, because they've got nothing at the moment. There's nothing. They've got nothing, and they're in danger of folding, and that's what's being put out. They were already having financial difficulties while Garavidas was there, because they had to release a load of players in January last season, which led to kind of what happened to them. And yeah, so it's looking very, very shaky ground for Doxa. Some people will say it couldn't have happened to a worse. It couldn't happen to a worse club, obviously, because there's connotations of what Garavida has gotten up to in his time at Doxa. But you also have to remember that it's a refugee club, and part of it being the entity that it is to represent the area it's from. And kind of to keep the community of that area going. So that's a sad part about it, of them folding.
Yep. And interestingly enough, Bayek have announced a new president, Mr. Jonathan Betito. And apparently, I don't know how true this is, Mr. Betito was a percussionist for 4 years.
A percussionist?
Yeah.
So a drummer?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently. I don't know how true that is.
Okay.
I'm not making things up, but I just heard it somewhere. So yeah, they got a new president, they got a new board, blah, 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 blah. Happy days for them.
Well, it's not happy days because they're talking about folding, but anyway.
For Bayek?
Oh, for Bayek, sorry. No.
Yes, I'm talking about Doxa.
Sorry, Bayek, yes. No, Bayek are healthy-ish compared to other teams in Cyprus.
Yeah, well, they're not box, are they?
No.
Whatever happened anyway? Like, did another team take their place, or
box? They got relegated.
Okay. Anyway, right. Is there anything else?
No, that was it for me.
Okay. Let's have a look. Hello, boys from the Snail. We want Thasos Scufo for giveaway there still. Oh, you want his hat? Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll have to ask my wife first, guys. It's hers.
Still, where's the post-match analysis against Buffalo? It's coming. Relax, Kiriakomo. It's coming. It's coming. I might do it after this. I might, if you're lucky. If you're still awake. Anyway, boys and girls, we've done just over an hour. It's been quite a short one in comparison to other pods that we've done, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought the screaming that we did at the beginning there would have taken up a big chunk of this. It did. It obviously took up 20 minutes, but yeah, pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Anyway, if you're on Instagram or X, give us a follow at This Is Mappa. Thasso has his social media stuff.
There it is there. There we go. I'm pointing at it with my nose for people watching.
Nice.
I'm on the Blue Skies as well.
Try and point with your ears. Do with your ears. Go on.
No, it's not happening.
What is the horses at?
The horse.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm making one if it gets popular enough. Hold on, let me give him a little bit of a poke. There we go.
Do you think he could co-host with me?
Well, he'll talk more sense than I do.
We'll just go back and forth. Just agree with me like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just agree.
Yeah.
Crikey. As you can see, we've run out of material, so we're gonna close the show. Thank you again for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate the support. Thank you everyone in the comments, and we shall be back next week. And yes, let's see how the derby goes. Till next time. Adios.